Okay, let's start with the fashions. You know what? I think I'm going to end with the fashions because I'm going to want to cuss. These fashions require foul language. Okay, so next to Andy is Heather on one side and Jen on the other, and that makes sense. So Andy says I'm going to start by giving the season 2 thumbs up. I'll give it a thumb. I'll give it a thumb up. Actually, I'll just bite my thumb at it. Oh, God. Andy says, oh, did you leave your stripper pole at home, Whitney? I wanted some lessons. And Lisa gonna say, I wanted some lessons too. Now, you were ragging on this heifer for being on the dance floor, but now you want lessons because your husband's bored with your cricket sacks. Oh, Rihanna done DM'd the linebacker saying she liked her and to keep it real. I wonder if Rihanna watches our show. Child, Andy over the lies. He said, Mary, have you figured out how many homes you own? And she said, no, I haven't. Oh, okay, well, get back to me. I'm not even going to entertain the nonsense. Oh, I am so glad we opened up with Lisa shading Whitney. Stop twerking, get off the dance floor. But now you want stripper lessons. The shade that Jen Shaw threw on Brooks Mark's little tracksuit line, or lack thereof line, it was just one tracksuit. Oh, the look on Meredith's face, honey, she is not amused. But you should have told your child, look, if you're going to release one suit, that's fine. But if you're going to have a fashion show, you're going to need more than one little tracksuit, boo. We could just put a picture of that up. I mean, you couldn't even give us different colors. It looks like you went to Walmart and just, threw your name on something. Looks like some Fruit of the Loom to me. A girl from Brooklyn said, I love you, Mary, but what's up with your hair? Ain't nobody black out there that can get your edges together. That wig's mighty askew. She looks a little better today, but not much. I'm glad that your hair hurt your feelings because it hurt our eyeballs. I'm glad you recognize your hair is a fool. You're supposed to be so rich, but your hair is a fool. You've got so many homes you can't count, but your hair is a fool. I'd sell a home and hire a stylist if I was you. Let's see how rich you are next season. Lord, so now they get to talking about swingers and child. Heather and Whitney know all about it. Whitney's like, I know some couples that do that personally. Oh, do you? Really? How did the topic come up? How did it come up? Did they invite you or did you invite them? How did it come up? Because I could see you swinging free in the breeze, girl. I don't know who'd want that husband, though. Meredith said I was appalled that Jen was making fun of a child. I mean, he's 21. That ain't a child. And I'm sorry, but facts are facts. He had one tracksuit in a fashion show and 8 different models wearing the same thing. That does not a fashion show warrant. I hate to say it, but Jen had a point. The whole audience was like, it's just one tracksuit. We thought you was coming out with a line. You couldn't even give us decent colorways. It's sad when Beyonce has outdone you. Because Beyonce don't know fashion either. Look at her mama. Girl, you gonna say he saved his own money. Doing what? Doing what? Was that his money for being on the show? Is that what happened? Girl, his own money. He was in college. He is 21. How much money could he be making? What was his career before this where he was able to save enough to start his own fashion line? And girl, it looks like he bought maybe a 20-pack of some Fruit of the Loom and paid to have his little label stitched on. You see, this is where white mediocrity starts. You are big-upping him for doing an itty-bitty little bit. And I'm sorry, it's an itty-bitty little bit. Jen is right. That does not a fashion line warrant. That does not a fashion line make. One tracksuit. But you acting like he got a whole Fenty line out here. Now, hold on, heifer. You gonna say, it's my child, he's not a housewife? Girl, if he wasn't a friend of the show, I know something. He was on more than Mary. He had more screen time than Mary. So now, and he's grown, over 21. We ain't talking about nobody under 18. When was Jen talking about Brooks on social media? Oh, okay. I didn't know that the first party that was supposedly thrown for Meredith but was really thrown for Jen happened to be on Lisa's birthday. And they didn't make it a party for all 3 of them. I mean, I think both of them should just be like, it was really a party for Jen and that's fine. Okay, now Heather and Lisa's getting into it. Lisa's like, well, I was upset the way the girls treated me on my actual birthday. But you were the one saying that Heather was running around flashing her boobs. And you know that doesn't go with her value. You gonna slut shame a heifer. Don't be surprised when they give you the once over and they don't want to speak. Because you was acting stank. You started it, heifer. I know Lisa did not just say, I'm gonna talk for a minute, so I'm gonna need you to stop. See, Heather, if you popped her, I wouldn't be mad. That Lisa-Heather fight really didn't make much sense. I believe, Heather, that they were in the same circles, but they may not have had a friendship. But I'm with Andy. Let's move on because nobody believes you, Lisa. So we get to Whitney and they ask, do you think Lisa's jealous of your stripper pole moves? And Whitney says no. She just thinks she's better than me. And she thinks she's better than everybody. And she ain't, and neither is her ugly husband. Or their cold, artless Airbnb. Oh! So now we get into the fact that Lisa was shading Whitney for her dance moves. And she said, well, I just don't think it's appropriate to do that in front of someone's husband. And Heather says, well, wait a minute. You did a split in front of Sharif. And they roll footage. Thank you for calling out the supposed fashionista of the group when she had on that green tulle dress. And they were right. It's a loofah tee. It's a scrub pad tee. It's a seafoam tee, and then those white stockings, honey. You looked a fool. A Wish.com fool. A knockoff fool. She said, oh, well, it's not for everyone, and everyone can't fit it in it, and everyone can't pull it off. You think because you scrawny, you cute? I know you don't think you were giving body. Well, I'll tell you something. You one of the ones that can't pull it off. You should just throw it away. You should pull it off and throw it away. Oh, Lord, so now we got Jen's package, and she is exhausting. All right, so somebody asked about Jen's plastic surgery history and if she's gonna get them knees done. She said something about getting her knees done. Yeah, I do want to know, when did you turn into Jigsaw? Jennifer says she's never had anything done to her face, and Andy looked at her and he said, really? Not your nose? That's natural. And she said, well, you know, Omar broke my nose when he was a baby. And I've had some fillers. I mean, you do look, you don't look how you looked when you were younger, and it doesn't look like a natural progression. Like, that face is froze. Them eyebrows won't move to save their life. So I can't be upset when you ask, well, what have you had done when you're looking at a face that isn't moving, that cannot express human emotion? And then we get to Whitney, and she did have an obvious breast job. Like, I didn't notice it, but then you put the side-by-side picture up, and it's like, oh, yeah. She said, oh, no, I just had them lifted. They're natural. I just, had them lifted. Because they definitely were, it was a different set of breasts. I see why Andy asked now, because it's very obvious. It's like you walk in the room with a different head. Somebody's going to say something. Okay, so now we're talking about Jen's actual business, and she's into internet advertising with algorithms. Smart girl. Oh, shut up, Mary, shut up. I think that Jen's more temperamental with me. We saw how she went off on all the girls, including her actual friends. You weren't even on the show enough. She was getting in fights before Vegas, after Vegas, and during Vegas when you weren't around. You said, oh, well, she was going to ruin the trip naturally. Please stop trying to make yourself more important than you are, grandfather fucker. Yup, Lisa has a point. This ain't directed at Mary. When your name is brought up, it doesn't have anything to do with you. It's why are you bringing her up? And why are you gossiping behind my back? Mary, you are not the one being attacked. You are the one who throws slick shade and gets nasty with people and calls people ghetto. That's your issue. Don't act like you don't start shit. And don't act like you don't keep it going. Don't act like you don't throw shade. Don't act like you ain't ignorant. You and Jen, it's return, serve, return, serve. You've been playing tennis for a minute now. And Mary, you was the one calling people saying, oh, well, the girls told me that they're afraid of you. You was the one spreading rumors when you weren't invited to nothing. You was the one sitting around sad at home when everybody else was at the party. Don't start, heifer. All right, now Heather is upset that Jen didn't thank her or apologize for that 20s party when she helped get her in the car. Jen did so much, like, she's got to remember things to apologize for because you sit down, it's a laundry list. And I also feel like that apology and that moment at the end of the series or at the end of the season when you two kind of hashed it out and apologized at that table at the grand opening of the new spa, I thought that was like a catch-all apology for everything that happened. Oh, God, Mary. You see, I'm sick of you trying to twist people's words. Heather is talking about, look, When my friend gets a little drunk, I will get them in the car. Mary is taking it somewhere else. Oh, these people are never there for you, and they never do this, and they never do that. Now, I will say Jen is messed up, but Jen still did try to be a friend to Heather. She just, gets a little too drunk and a little too angry. But Mary, why are you here? Because you are talking about a different type of relationship. See, I need you to stay out of their relationship. If you want to be a friend to someone, they should be a friend to you. Let them work their friendship out. Stop trying to get so involved and invested and entangled in their relationship. This ain't got shit to do with you. And then Jen says, maybe you should take your own advice. No, Jen, you should have said, can you stay out of our friendship? That's what you should have said. Mary said, I don't want to be friends with you. Jen don't want to be friends with you either. And you see, you said that trying to get Jen to snap on your ass. Now, if she snatched your wig off and dragged you across that stage, I wouldn't be mad at it. Because you wanted them throw a rock, hide your hand. I'm going to say some slick shit that'll get you to want to slap me, and then I'll cry, oh, you're aggressive. Oh, you're crazy. I see you for your works and your deeds. You one of them slick-mouthed church heifers. Meredith, I am loving this Mary Tyler Moore hair. Yes, girl. Now, this is hair. This is good hair. Jen, oh, Lord, I'm tired of this thick braid trend. I really am. I feel like it's just been done to death. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. Like the thick pony braid, I just feel like everybody's been doing it so much. Like you know what? Maybe Tessica Brown ruined it for me. Maybe that's what it is. I love Meredith's jewelry too. That was a great commercial. I'm gonna go to her website, see if she do something for men. Her stuff does look nice, but I hate her dress. I hate her dress. It looks like something a rockette or a cocktail waitress would wear. It's just, Meredith, I don't know if you watching, you probably ain't. But if somebody could get this to her. Girl, what is up with you and this obsession with buttons? You can't leave the house without 4 buttons and you prefer 6. Why do you always have to have on a button? Why? I challenge you next season to be buttonless. I know what to get you for Christmas, buttons. I would get you some high-end buttons, some $40 a button. If I haven't met you, I had to get you something. That's what I'd get you. Get her some buttons, honey. You know she gonna use them. Are you trying to bring them back? Oh, God, are buttons coming back? We have been through enough in this decade already. We can't have the return of buttons. Not buttons. Let's leave them in the 90s where they belong. Okay, now we're getting into Vagina Gate and what Jen said about Brooks online. Okay, basically Jen said, I didn't try to show the kids my vagina, but a white privileged family said that I did, so now you believe them over me. That's what she was saying. But she wasn't talking about Brooks. She said a white privileged family. I mean, it's the whole family, so I guess you could say she was talking about the daughter and the husband too. And you. It's a stretch. Also, apparently Jen recorded Meredith smoking and she said, oh, your kids left because you were smoking, not because of my puss. Okay, so Andy said, oh, so you a secret smoker. I can understand that. And Mary gonna say, but it's still your business. Mary, why are you interjecting so much, but you didn't want to interact with the ladies on the show? You dismissed Jen from the brunch. Didn't you kick her out of your brunch? Then you didn't join the ladies in Las Vegas, so you removed yourself from the show. It wasn't that they didn't want you on the episodes. It wasn't that they didn't give you the opportunity. You chose to not interact with the ladies. You tried to get Jen kicked off the show and tried to get Jen less filming time, and you were mad that the other ladies weren't rallying around you. That's the issue. But now at the reunion, you got all this mouth. Jen says I didn't tape her smoking. Oh my God. Mary, will you let somebody else speak? Andy asks, so do you all understand why Jen acts out? And then Heather says, well, I think we've all sympathized. And then you can't hear Heather because Mary starts speaking. Oh my God. One at a time. They understand the malicious treatment I get, but they seem to run to her rescue. You proved my point. You wanted to ostracize her, but nobody was really trying to hang out with your kooky butt. Nobody wants to spend all day hanging out with you in that nasty little closet, in that nasty little house. Oh, God, now, Mary, you're not kind to me. You know, it's not that you're not kind to her, it's that you're not kissing her butt. And you're upset that she wants to save Jen and keep Jen in the group. And she's going to be Jen's champion as she was for the last 2 episodes. And she wasn't calling you, fretting with you, or shooting scenes with you. You see, you was on the wrong team. And instead of being like, okay, I'm not going to be the big personality she is, you're mad that everybody wasn't interested in you, your fashions, and your way of life. They don't want to fuck the family. Ah! Jen said, I put my hand up because I'm a New Yorker. Heather said, you've lived in Utah for 20 years. And also you're from Jersey. But you couldn't get on that franchise. Yeah, let's put Lisa in Jersey. I want to see her deal with some heifers that are on her level, that speak her language. I want to see her go up against Danielle Storm and Teresa Giudice. Also, y'all are sitting so far from each other. If somebody puts a hand up, you can't even act like it's in your face. Again, shut up, Mary. I'm sick of you. Wasn't on half the damn season because you chose not to show up. But now we've got to listen to you, Badinsky, all you. Now, Mary, how can you say Lisa don't have your back when she's been trying to get you and Jen back together? She has been trying to be the peacemaker of the group. We can say that. Oh my God, I know Mary did not just say, Lisa, you're so quick to jump in when nobody was talking to you, Mary. Now it's time for Lisa's package, and we getting all the shade that she threw. Oh God, now she crying about my kids are everything to me, but you won't make them a vegetable. Oh Lord, they gonna ask Whitney if she was gonna swing, who'd you swing with? And she said Meredith. Ha, she said not the husband, just Meredith. Oh. Somebody asked Lisa, now that you've seen how off-putting you are on camera, are you gonna change? She said, this has been working for me, it pays the bills. I mean, if your ugly husband will put up with it. Go ahead. I'm glad I don't have to look up at you. All right, so I don't know what they bleeping about, but Whitney calls Lisa out on, oh yeah, your stuff was late, so I offered you to use my stuff. But it's always because your stuff was late. I see it. I see. She ain't shit. She always gives a backhanded compliment and self-praise. Oh, Heather broke it down. Where you are today is on a platform with your colleagues, and we're all telling you you're not treating us well. Mary gonna say, well, I don't make people feel less than. You just said, nobody's talking to you, Jen. So it's okay for you to do that to Jen, but if Jen does that to you, she's angry and she's aggressive. You see, I'm sorry. I'm sick of Mary's bullshit. I can't take her. I really enjoyed the season without her. This ain't working for me. You done ran and hid from this heifer for 4-5 episodes now, but you want to be all mouthy at the reunion. And waving your finger when you just said, don't put your hand up to me. So it's okay for you, but if she does it, it's a problem. Girl, so Mary gonna say, who did I make feel less than? And she said, well, Jen, and the people at your church. Don't talk about my church. You was cussing somebody out for picking up a pound or two. I remember. Now Mary said, they alienate me. No, you alienated yourself. You didn't go to Vegas. You kicked Jen out of the lunch, which made her say, I'm not going to invite you to Sharif's party. Your actions caused you not to be on half the season. Nobody else's. So now we get into Whitney versus Lisa over this tequila and bartender mess. And Lisa again throws slick shade. Oh, well, I used these contractors and it was $2,000 and that was a big thing for her. And Whitney said, I can afford my own bar, and then pulls out the text messages. Because she said, I did this as an olive branch to support you and try to get us on the good foot. And of course, Lisa denies, and that's why Whitney has receipts. Heather said, I don't think you're upset about being a mean girl and dismissive. I think you do it on purpose. And I agree with Heather, she does. That's her armor. That's what she does to make herself seem interesting. How you gonna say Whitney manipulative, Lisa? Whitney's the most honest one on the show. I like Whitney and Heather. The rest of these heifers can go. Meredith can stay too. The rest of them can go. Now Lisa, you can't say when you came on here talking about how this heifer showed her tits that you was offering friendship to her from jump. You weren't. Heather is right. You never offered her friendship. Y'all lived in the same city for 20 years and you didn't fuck with each other. So, no. Okay, now you want to hold Heather responsible for what the fans is saying. You can't do that. The fans is gonna say what they gonna say. You gotta look at your own actions, boo. Okay, well, that was the first part of the reunion, and it was cute. It was cute. I'm not mad at it. I don't know why we need 3 parts, but at least this was pretty interesting.